Hey guys, this is Udit. I hope you liked my last video. Please, share any comment. If you don't, if you find something, you want me to change something about my videos, please, put that in comment. I will surely, change that. So today we will learn about CSS selector. So CSS selector is basically to target an element. Like, suppose we are here and suppose we want to target this particular element. So this is a page which I have created which has all the selectors, which means if I go, I see all kinds of selectors are there. So I have written that thing actually. My so let's go through the document about selectors. So about the basic selectors. So the first one is the tag selector. So let me go through the code. So the tag selector is basically, just writing the tag name. So first one is universal selector. Universal selector, when we write something like this, so it is basically for font, which is for entire, entire. It means all everything, all the elements in the DOM. So this is for the entire web page. So here we basically like font and other things. And this is a tag selector P. So the tag selector P is basically used to target all the tags which is for P. So that is basically our tag selector. The second one is a class selector. So class selector is something which targets a class. So if we go to our code, so this is a class selector, and when we go to the class selector and we go to F, we card dot p, so this is a descendant. So see, this is a card selector basically. So class name is card. So this particular this thing will apply to this particular this note. I think I have to add actually somewhere, so I am sorry. So suppose this one, and here I write class as note. So it will take the properties of that selector. So this is how we write a class selector, and we use a dot notation for this particular class selector. And when I go here, so its color should be green and it should be paragraph for h2. So let's go to that page, and so paragraph for h2, when I reload it, it turned green. So this is how we write a class selector. Moving next, it is a ID selector. It has a very high preference. In the next video, we will discuss about a specificity of selectors actually, which means like how to calculate which selector has higher preference. So this is an ID. This is for box selector. So if suppose we mention an ID, let me see if I have mentioned anyone with an ID. I'm sorry, I haven't. So let me mention ID as box, and so this particular element, paragraph after h2, it will have properties of a box selector, which is background will be light yellow. Let's go reload the page, and you see the background is light yellow. We can give some other color as well. I'm not sure how good this video is, but I'm extremely sorry. But if we go here and you can see the background now shows to light yellow. So guys, moving on to universal selector ID attribute selector is there. So let's move to our code. So attribute selector comes little after this. So descendant is like, suppose we have a card and in that particular card we have a P again. So when we go to card and there is P, so there is a card and in that particular card there is a descendant P. So how we target that? We target using this thing, dot card. This is for our this thing. See, I have added a this thing for our my specificity, selector specificity also it gives, but we will discuss about it in the next, you know, in the next video. So card and P, I told you, right, it will first locate card. So when it goes to HTML, it will DOM, it will find card, and here it will find P. So that particular thing will be actually hello inside the card will be like red. So hello inside card is red actually. So when I reload it, it will be red. We can give another color as well. So this is a very simple example. So this is a child UL. If we want to, you know, rather than descendant, we want to go to the child, only child. So it is for all the P's. So there is, if inside a P there is one more P, which what I mean to say that suppose in card there is P and in that there is further more paragraph which comes into it. Like suppose in here I write one more P. So yes, so suppose here I want this is a selector video. So that particular card dot P will target this one as well. So because this is also a descendant of this thing. So this is how it is. So this has been targeted as well as red. So that's how it is. But if you know, if you want to target child only, then in that case we have to use, if we want to use child only, then we have to use this thing. So this is for the child, and so when we go to UL is basically a tag. So when we go to UL tag, this is a tag UL, it is targeting UL, and when we write an arrow, I mean not an arrow, I mean it is a greater than sign. So when we write a greater than sign and then the child name li, it will target all the child which is li. So after targeting all those child, we can give the style to it. So that's what it has done. So let me made it bold. So it has made all the three of them bold. So it's like that. So it is for the h2 plus p is for the adjacent. Adjacent means h2 plus, I mean they are at the same level, but you know what I mean, they are adjacent like h2 and then p. So I have added a class node. When I remove this class, which is I mean see, it is a higher specificity class than this one, otherwise it would have taken, so it will turn into purple. So if I remove this, I think it should be h2 plus p, it will turn into purple from green. See, it has turned purple. The reason is there is already a selector written h2 plus p for this. Now there is a general sibling. So if there is a general sibling, if there is adjacent and general sibling means like all the p's general sibling, then it will add a font size of 18 pixel to all the siblings. So all the siblings, it has added a 18 pixel of this thing. So this particular sign is for general sibling. Attribute selector is for actually input with type text. Suppose there is an input box of type text, we can use this thing. If there is a and href of type http, we can use this. Href, we can do this. For this is for attributes we give in our native HTML tags. For a and this thing, we can do this. The pseudo classes are basically classes which are which basically for a state of a this thing like button. So if we hover over it, so it is basically this thing. So pseudo classes is for state of input, is when it is in a focus state. So button, when we in hover state we want to apply certain styles, we can do that. This is for the nth child. Like suppose there is 7 child and we 3 child and we want to do it for the second child, we can do it. See, so when we focus, there is a different hover me. So hover is a state actually. So when we hover over it, it will change its color. So nth child which we saw here, it is for the second child. So the second child is of a different style, which is orange. So pseudo elements is like positioning before h1 before it. So adding this thing, adding a content of h1 before this thing, p after p, a tick. So this we can, this is a pseudo element and this is used for adding a content after this. So guys, I hope this video will be very straightforward and very easy to understand. So this is attributes, like for a href is this, pdf is this, which we used here based on the content. A href pdf is red, login is yellow, and this one is green. So green pdf, this is. So guys, I hope you like this video. Please share and subscribe this channel for more update. Next video will be on specificity. Like there are two css for the same element, then which one will get preference.